Right there. Good evening. It is 7:31, Wednesday, May 20th. We'll do the pledge and start our legislative session. Uh,
Okay, Trustee White, Trustee Fritchie,
Present.
Mayor Levin.
Present.
Okay, tonight we're going to begin with the public hearing and the proposed law 2026 amend Chapter 241 taxation. We have no one in our audience tonight. Do we have anyone online that would like to speak on this subject? Please raise your virtual hand.
Is there anybody on?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, see,
Pat's on.
Oh, okay. Trustee Yost is on. Are we putting that into the minutes that he's on remotely?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, we can vote anyway. There's three of us. You mean can he vote? Is that the question?
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, public hearing. Since there's no one that seems to want to speak on the public hearing, do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mayor and trustee announcements.
Have anything? Okay. Do you have anything? Pat Yost, do you have anything?
I do not. Thank you.
Okay. Just a reminder, Memorial Day weekend, municipal buildings, etc., are closed in honor of the national holiday. There is, as always, and I don't know how many years, it must be 40 something, I read. 7 years? There's the parade. More than that? So more than 4 decades of that we do a parade. 9:30, I think it starts, and it's the step off is at Callum and Croton, correct? And we look forward to everybody. To those that are marching, our fire department, of course, always there with all of us that can make it, and also for all the spectators that will join us. There are a lot of events coming up. There's a Flag Day event. There's all sorts of events. Jamie Hoffman puts up a weekly web blast. If you don't get it and you'd like to, please register for that. And we do try to cover some of these other pieces. So I think that's it for the announcements. And next.
Okay. Moving on to administrative reports, Corporation Counsel Stuart Kahan.
Nothing this evening or this week. Thank you.
Who?
Oh, Police Chief Aaron Zimmerman. My mic wasn't on.
Not much to report, more of a public service announcement, I guess you'd say. It's graduation season coming up, means it's celebration season, which means celebrate responsibly, please. We don't want to be unintentionally involved in any of your celebratory activities. Thank you.
Great. We don't have a village manager report. We do have the assistant village manager. But if I may just cover one topic, just before this meeting, the governor's office representative contacted me, and I then sent it out to most of the folks on staff that we received a $5 million grant from the governor's office to help with the amazing water plant that we're building. It's actually one, and there's a few other municipalities, but I think we received one of the larger amounts of $5 million. So we're very appreciative for that. Also, if you're driving through the village, and I'm sure you are, there's construction everywhere. I beg everyone to take more time and to drive carefully, not go around buses, not to go around cars. There are folks on the road managing traffic, our own police department, the multimodal, or as we call it, the hub, is moving forward. There are cranes. Please be careful as you drive because there are multiple construction sites. And so take your time and drive carefully. And I think we can move on. Sue?
Okay, organizational announcements. Announcement shall be event related only and shall not be longer than 2 minutes in length. Is there anyone online that wishes to talk about an event? Moving on to public comments on agenda items. Visitors are accorded a 4-minute opportunity to address the board on any of the resolutions on the agenda. If you are on our virtual and would like to comment on any agenda items, please raise your virtual hand. Seeing no one, moving on. Oh, I apologize.
No, we
I
did
thought
get
there
a-
was somebody that said they
No.
wanted.
No, we did get a letter from Mr. Bonfiglio with regard to 170
Right.
Croton. As I indicated in my email, because his son was taken to the hospital,
Right.
he won't be here. So he did send a letter. The letter will be added to the minutes of the.
Right, I'm looking because I thought the email that I got, but I thought the email said his attorney's going to be here, but I'm not
Mr.
seeing.
Cotto is not here. So you-
Okay, so we're moving forward. Okay, thank you.
Right. Visitor recognition. Visitors are accorded a 3-minute opportunity to address the board on issues not relating to the agenda, but of relevance to the common good of the village. Is there anyone that wishes to make comments online? Seeing no one. Village Board resolutions. Approval of minutes, May 6th, 2026. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby approves the minutes of the May 6th, 2026 regular meeting as presented. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Approval of voucher detail report, May 20th, 2026. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby approves the voucher detail report dated May 20th, 2026 in the amount of $3,078,532.51. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I'm going to need you to move this for us, okay? Trustee Yost? Approval of the IBWTP voucher detail report. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby approves the IBWTP voucher detail report dated May 20th, 2026 in the amount of $439,578. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Finance Department authorizing tax certiorari payment for Board of Managers of Kimmy's Cove of Scarborough condominium. Whereas the tax certiorari proceedings was instituted against the town of Ossining Union Free School District Board of Assessment Review of the town of Ossining and the assessor of the town of Ossining by the board members of Kimmy's Cove of Scarborough condominium against the petitioner's property situated on Revolutionary Road in the village of Ossining. And whereas the consent agreement of notice of entry was served upon the village on May 15th, 2025, and whereas all payments made by the town of Ossining and for various taxing authorities be made by check payable to Watkins and Watkins as attorneys for the petitions and shall be mailed to Watkins and Watkins, 340 U.S. Route 202, Somers, New York, 10589, along with a written statement stating forth the refund calculation. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining, upon certification by the village treasurer of all the aforesaid taxes have been paid, hereby authorizes and directs the village treasurer to make the payment of such refund for real property taxes due to Kimmy's Cove to Watkins and Watkins for the benefit of the Board of Managers of Kimmy's Cove of Scarborough Manic Condominium, as required by said corrected order and judgment, and be it further resolved that the village treasurer is authorized to make the aforesaid payment to the village, so the village will avoid a payment of any penalties, and be it further resolved that the village treasurer shall make a notation in the margin of the assessment roll of the village of Ossining that said assessments were reduced and payment of a refund of overpayment of property taxes be made pursuant with said judgment. And again, there's a chart here that tells all the different payments and the years that that were contested. And do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Bill?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Board of Trustee referral to propose zoning text amendments to the planning board. Whereas the Board of Trustees is considering amendments to Chapter 270 zoning. So now therefore be it resolved that pursuant with Section 270-59 of the Village of Ossining Code, the Board of Trustee refers to the proposed zoning text amendments to the planning board, and be it further resolved that the planning board shall issue a report of the proposed text amendments to the zoning code within 62 days of this referral, and be it further resolved that the proposed zoning text amendments also be referred to the zoning board of appeals for the board's review and comments. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Sue?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Board of Trustees, referral of proposed zoning text amendments to the planning board, extension of the moratorium in the T-zone district. Whereas the, excuse me, whereas the Board of Trustees is considering an amendment to Chapter 270 zoning, extending the moratorium on conditional use T two-family zoning district for an additional 4 months from July 13th, 2026 to November 13th, 2026. Now therefore be it resolved that pursuant with Section 270-59 of the Village of Ossining Code, that the Board of Trustees refers the proposed zoning text amendment to the Planning Board, and be it further resolved that the Planning Board shall issue a report of the proposed text amendments for the zoning code within 62 days of this referral. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Sue?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Board of Trustees, referral to proposed zoning text amendments to the Planning Board. Whereas the Board of Trustees is considering the amendments to Chapter 270 zoning, specifically amending Section 270-20 SN-N Station Plaza North District. Now therefore be it resolved that pursuant with Section 270-59 of the Village of Ossining Code, the Board of Trustees refers the proposed zoning text amendments to the Planning Board, and be it further resolved that the Planning Board shall issue a report of the proposed text amendments to the zoning code within 62 days of this referral. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You. Corporation Council, public hearing, proposed local law 2026, amending Chapter 62, affordable housing. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby calls for a public hearing to take place at 7:30 p.m. on June 3rd, 2026 at the Birdsall Fagan Police Court Facility, 8688 Spring Street, Ossining, New York, and via Zoom to consider proposed local law 2026 amending Chapter 62, affordable housing of the Village of Ossining Code. And be it further resolved that the members of the public are invited to attend the public hearing in person at the above referenced location, and be it further resolved that those members of the public who want to attend or participate in the public hearing remotely, access will be available through the Zoom platform, and be it further resolved that comments regarding the proposed local law will be accepted by the Board of Trustees at bot@villageofossiningny.gov. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Board of Trustees, payment in lieu of parking application, 171 Croton Avenue. Whereas 171 Croton Avenue LLC, the owners of 171 Croton Avenue, by its principals, Michael Bonfiglio, I almost said that one, submitted an application for the payment in lieu of parking, or PILOP, program for 2 parking spaces as part of the site plan proposal for the property requiring 6 parking spots, where there only will be 4 available on site. Whereas pursuant with Section 270-30A, parentheses 12, parentheses B, 171 Croton LLC appeared before the Planning Board where the PILOP application was discussed, and while the Planning Board did not make a recommendation to the Board of Trustees regarding the PILOP application, the Planning Board members did express concerns about site currently being used to park vehicles from across the street and the current availability of on-street parking in the area. And whereas Section 270-30A, parenthesis 12, close parenthesis C, notes in making its decision on the application to participate in the parking in lieu of payment in lieu of parking program, the Board of Trustees shall make an inquiry and determination that the proposed proposal presents the appropriate case of parking cannot be appropriately located on the proposed site, and the site specified plans is equal or better than the than the strict application requirement for on-site parking. And whereas the Board of Trustees discussed the application at a work session, including the work session on May 13th, 2026, and whereas the board members expressed concerns about parking, but the need of 2 parking spaces that self-created as a result of the applicant's site plan proposal, and that the applicant's site-specific plan was not equal or better than the strict application for on-site parking. Now therefore be resolved, Board of Trustee denies the application of 171 Croton LLC for 2 parking spots as part of the payment in lieu of parking program. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution will be provided to the village's planning board and Board of Architectural Review as to take such further actions as the board deems necessary. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Recreation and Parks Department, accept donation. Resolved that the Superintendent of Recreation and Parks is authorized to accept from Michael Washburn and Nancy Carmichael, Ossining, New York, a donation of $660 to cover the cost of stocking 30 tri-pollid grass carp into the pond at Richard-Wishney Park. The carp will help manage the growth of algae and milfoil in the pond. And be it further resolved that the Village of Ossining Board of Trustee gratefully acknowledges the donation to the Recreations and Parks Department. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Village Treasurer authorizing assessment reduction and refund. Whereas the Village Treasurer and the Corporation Councils were notified by the Town Assessor that the following homeowner in the Village of Ossining is entitled to a refund for a property stipulated to a 2025 was not properly applied to the tax roll for the 2026 year. Janice Watson Bernard, 100 Revolutionary Road, and her the number is 97.15-1-38. And whereas the assessor submitted form RP 566 application for a refund and credit of the real property taxes, and whereas the executive director of the Westchester County Tax Commission approved the application pursuant with the property law tax law, section 5507 in parentheses C. Now therefore it be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby authorizes and directs the village treasurer to make such a refund for real property taxes for the property owner as follows. The first 1/2 refund, $418.06, and the second half refund of $418.06. And be it further resolved that a notation will be made in the margin of the assessment roll indicating the refunds. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Board of Trustees authorizing requests for proposals. Resolved that following review of Corporation Council, the village manager is authorized to issue a request for proposal for a consultant to utilize a $35,000 federal grant to identify the cybersecurity vulnerabilities across the village's water, police, and operations IT networks. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Board of Trustees, financial impact analysis for Spring on Main Market Square project. Resolved that following review of Corporation Council, the village manager is authorized to accept the April 27th, 2026 proposal of Stores Associates LLC to provide a financial impact analysis to assist the village in evaluating the potential payment in lieu of taxes agreement for the proposed multi-family project known as Spring on Main Market Square. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Village Historian, grant application. Whereas New York State African American Heritage, New York State AAH, grant program provides grants to assist nonprofit organizations and local governments in documenting, interpreting, and preserving places and stories of historical and cultural importance in the African American experience in New York. And whereas the village historian, Joyce Chirac Cole, proposed to submit a grant proposal for a New York State AAH grant program for the village, for the Ossining African American Heritage Trail, featuring historical markers, digital tours, and education history. Now therefore be resolved that the village historian is authorized to submit the aforementioned grant grant proposal, and be it further resolved that the village manager is authorized to execute the grant proposal, excuse me, should it be proposed and approved by New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historical Preservation, Division of Historical Preservation. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Just a comment. All of these up to now were discussed last week, or almost all of them were discussed last week. If anybody wants to see the conversations regarding these items, please do so the next couple of items. Right. Thank you, Sue.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Fire Department appointment, Independent Hose Company, number 6. Resolved that upon recommendation of the Fire Chief, Philip
Tajtazi.
of Ossining, New York, 10562, was elected as an active firefighter member of the Independent Fire Hose Company, number 6. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Is there any continuing business of the board? Is there any new business of the board? There is new business of the board.
There is.
Is a resolution, Ossining Police Department Intermunicipal Agreement Joint Response Team. Resolved that following review by the Corporation Council, the village manager and chief of police are authorized to sign an intermunicipal agreement with the town of Mount Pleasant to establish and maintain a joint emergency response team consistent with the current New York State Department of Criminal Justice Services. I know we have the chief, and we also have Lieutenant Majorana on the line, who is most involved with getting this together. So, Lieutenant, if you want to just give a few words to the board, what this is all about.
Sure. We had spoken previously about this venture with the city of Peekskill. Since that time, they've had some changes in organization and some changes in leadership that have made moving forward with this process challenging. But it's essentially the same idea, just with Mount Pleasant. It's almost a better relationship because we would remain in charge. They don't have a team at their disposal. They have certified officers, but not a team. So it would basically just be becoming members of our team.
Okay, what would be helpful is an actual explanation of what this is. We don't remember from week to week.
I'm
from
sorry.
month to month.
Sure.
That's okay. That's what I think,
What it is
Corporation Council was going for.
it's an intermunicipal agreement for manpower to assist with applications with the emergency response team. So it's outside of a general municipal aid response that's generally we sign with every agency in the county. This is specific to certain types of manpower that's trained a specific way, almost in same akin to like a fast team with the fire department. This
Right.
is-
So how many of these do we have out there? Because it looks like you have to do it with every municipality, right?
No.
That's the,
No,
oh,
we don't have any for this
okay.
specific thing.
Mayor, you might be confusing with the mutual aid.
Correct.
Which is
Right.
different. That involves other municipalities.
So why
This is-
specifically with Peekskill for this?
No, this is Mount Pleasant.
Oh, it's the Mount Pleasant.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
had
got
a
it.
Peekskill 2 years ago.
Right.
It's
That's
what's
not
coming
coming
into
through.
my head.
Yeah,
Okay,
now we're-
that never came to fruition.
got it. And what's the cost involved, if any?
None.
None.
Okay, that's it. All right, so it's the same concept though, of communities working together for, Dana, do you have a question? Oh, okay, sounds good to me. Thank you, gentlemen, for the explanation.
Thank you.
Do we have a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Do I have a motion to adjourn to adjourn? Anybody need executive session? No. Okay.
No.
A motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great, it is 7:55. We are, yeah, well, sometimes it's a longer night,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's it all evens out. Thank you, everybody. We will see everybody, I guess, next Wednesday. Am I correct? And
Yes.
thank you all for joining us. Have a good evening.